Hello everyone and welcome to YouTube Tuesday with me, Jessica Brigden of JessBCreativeCardiology. Hello, welcome. Today we are again continuing this month-long theme here of kits, but I'm taking a little break from the kits collection and instead I'm going to share with you Stampin' Up's latest paper pumpkin. This is the July Sweeter With You strawberry themed paper pumpkin kit. I just received my kits over the weekend here. So I do have two extras if today's video convinces you that you might like a kit of your own. And I intend to share with you some alternate projects. This kit is designed to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. But I believe the papers, things that are included are pretty awesome, and I would like to share some different project ideas that you can use with your kit. So let me go ahead and flip the camera. We'll get started. Just a couple of announcements. Stampin' Up just announced to the demonstrator base I believe yesterday, last night, that they are offering a free shipping sale coming up this week, Wednesday through Friday. That's July 23rd through 25th. 2025 here in the US. That's free shipping on all orders of $75 or more. Of course, if you have a smaller order and you're local, please reach out to me. I'm happy to tack your order on to something I have going in, if I can save you a little bit on shipping there too. So let me flip the camera and we'll get started. All right, so feel free to comment. Let me know where you are tuning in from. I hope you are having a great day. It's absolutely beautiful here in New York. These are one of those rare days when it's beautiful, sunny, and it's not too hot. Low humidity, which has been rare this summer. And it's like 73 degrees and sunny. It's absolutely beautiful with a nice breeze. I love it. I love having all the windows and doors open and just airing things out. All right, so you can see this month's kit comes in a fun box. We have this strawberry plaid here along with the garden green. Now I just opened it before I went live so I could move things along a little bit. We have a garden green ink spot. All right, our stamp set is quite cute, and I'm going to show you the insert too. We have red tissue paper in here that it was all wrapped up in. I saved my tissue paper. It's good paper. You never know when you're going to need a tissue to stuff a gift bag or something. So I do hang on to my tissue paper. Now this shows us what the project designs are intended to look like. Again, it makes 2 each of the 4 designs. Hi, Karen. I'm glad it's cool where you are too. It's kind of a nice reprieve, and I'm gonna enjoy it as long as I can because later this week it's creeping right back up to 90, hot, humid, sticky. And I was intended to do, I've been talking the last couple of weeks, if you guys have been hearing me, talk about a Route 90 sale this weekend, and the forecast is hot, humid, and thunderstorms for Friday and Saturday. So I have a feeling that may foil the plans because I certainly don't want to be stuck out in a soggy field in a 10 by 10 tent with metal poles with a lightning storm. Plus rain and, paper and stamping supplies doesn't exactly mix real well. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so that's the instruction sheet. This shows our stamp set here, the little insert. All right, so we've got sentiments that say, hello, friend. Life is sweeter with you. Thank you. You're the best. Love you lots. And of course, we have our strawberry, the topper, and some little blossoms as well. Really cute stamp set. Okay, here are the goodies. Let me take this out. All right. Okay, so we've got some tear and tape and some mini glue dots and dimensionals. We've got all of our adhesives covered here. Check out these fun envelopes. Little garden green and pool party plaid with a scalloped edge. Really cute. Now I was, like I said, I had not opened this before, so I wasn't sure if the design would carry on through the inside, but it looks like it's just here on the edge. So I will probably leave my envelopes intact this time so that we can take advantage of that cute little scalloped edge. Now, I do love this. So this is the one set of cards, cute little strawberry paper. And I think right off the bat, I should cut some of this apart because this is just too cute to not use both sides here. So I'm gonna place this in here at the 4 1/4 mark and cut right on that score line so that I've got a couple of strawberry pieces to work with. We have some vellum die cuts. All right, so we've got just a regular rectangle vellum as well as a scalloped piece. All right, that one's not quite popping through. There we go. Yes, the humidity this summer has been terrible. And if we were going to experience just a regular rain, like I'm totally okay with, like a summer afternoon rain. But lately, our weather has been so crazy that it's not just rain, it's like torrential downpour and threat of tornadoes. We used to think here in New York, like we were always safe. We didn't experience some of those weather extremes that you did in other parts of the country, but not the case anymore. Lately, we've been getting some really crazy weather. And the thing is, even the weather service can't really predict it. So you never know where it's gonna be. Again, I did the same thing here with this card base with the plaid. This is Strawberry Slush with Timid Tiger. So pink and orange there. Fun plaid. I cut that in half, so again, I can take this a little further. Now our die cuts, and you do get, I believe we get a couple sheets. Yes, a couple sheets of these things. And we've got some fun elements here. So we've got this neat little scalloped piece with the faux stitching on it. And we've got a scalloped circle, again with some faux stitching. This little die cut is for stamping the Hello Friend. All right, so that creates a little background. We've got the cutest little berry baskets, and this is in Pool Party here, as well as a little like darker Pool Party piece. I believe that is for the, well, I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. But and then we've got some here in this pale pink too. All right, so I think that's all we need. The rest will be, I'll save for the original projects. And then we have a Strawberry Slush polka dot pattern. Again, I'm gonna cut this one in half too. Alrighty. We've got some additional die cuts. So it looks like we've got a couple of these scalloped pieces, some Pool Party stripes. Okay. And we've got some garden green. All right, that's the 4th style of card base. I might go ahead and just cut that since that's what I've been doing. Might as well cut this one in half too. It does have like a little bit of a distressed wash on it. And then here is the super fun part. This is the strawberries. Love that. Look at these big strawberries. Now this, I think you've heard me reference before, one of my favorite books as a kid was called, I think it was called The Big Red Strawberry. And it was about a little mouse, and he was trying to collect this big red strawberry, and I don't even remember how the whole story goes, but I love that book. And so anytime I see strawberries, I think of that book and the big red strawberry. So that's one of my memories. And then I also think too of my Aunt Elle. My Aunt Elle lived in Plant City, Florida, and that's like the strawberry capital of Florida. And she loved strawberries, and as I was a kid, she was my pen pal, and we always used to write back and forth, and she would send me news clippings about events in Florida and the Strawberry Festival. She always sent me like postcards and things, or strawberry themed stationery and cute little things like that. So in our family, Aunt Elle was known for strawberries. So actually, I think the last time I did a strawberry themed project well, technically, I looked at the Storybook Moments paper that is still available. That came out this spring. That was the like the Peter Rabbit collection. That does have some strawberry themed papers in it. So I did do some strawberry cards then. But I was trying to remember the last time my family got together and we did a strawberry card class. And I couldn't believe it. It was back in October of 2021. So that was the last time our family got together and we made strawberry cards in honor of our great Aunt Elle. Karen, you lived in California. Yes, strawberries straight from the field. So good. We do have a couple of smaller farms around here that you can pick your own strawberries. So that's a lot of fun to be able to go and do that. It's actually one of my favorite pictures. I should have this blown up somewhere, but who knows? I know I've got the 4x6 somewhere. Is of my niece when she was like, she was 2 or 3, and I took her with me strawberry picking at one of the local places. And of course, the fun part there is you pick as much as, or you eat as much as you put in your basket, right? And but she loved it. She loved strawberry picking, and of course, her face was all red and juicy. Good memories there. She probably doesn't remember it now because she's grown up. She's gonna be 12 this summer, but we had some good times when she was little, and of course, still plenty of time to make more memories. So, all right, so this is what I'm going to work with here. Usually, I make one of each to show you, but I don't want this video to be 4 hours long, and you guys come here to see the alternates anyways. So I thought I would just jump right into that. Like I said, I have not really looked at the kit too much ahead of time because I just got it this weekend, but I'm gonna rely on some of the ideas I had from my previous strawberry projects that I thought we might be able to come up with some cute ideas. So one thing I was thinking, what I did do just before is I looked at the colors here in the kit, and we have Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger. So we do have some fun colors. So I pulled these out. So I've got my daffodil, my garden, my Granny Apple, Pool Party, the Poppy, the Strawberry, and the Timid Tiger. So we've got some really fun colors here. Hi, Luann. So glad to hear that you are doing better. And it was fun to see your daughter's name pop up, but I'm sorry that you had fallen. I'm glad that you are recovering. Yes, I hope you're in your comfy chair. All right, so we're working with some fun, bright colors here. And I think I want to work with some, well, let's see. Let's go right to Poppy Parade. Let's do that. All right, and I have a whole bunch of ideas. I do have some like photos because I have a ton of screenshots and things saved on my iPad. But otherwise, I'm just kind of winging this today. So I hope these projects turn out great. Hi, Polly. Hello, hello. Yeah, if you guys got a July, if you received your July paper pumpkin kit, go ahead and grab that, and hopefully I'll give you some fun inspiration. And if not, if you'd like a kit, I do have a couple of extras. Feel free to let me know, and I can send you an invoice and get that on its way to you. So I went with a Poppy Parade card base. All right, just your half sheet, 5.5 by 8.5. I did pre-cut some basic white inserts at 4 by 5.25. All right, so that because otherwise I forget, and then I have to do this later. I always like making an insert for my cards. Now, let's see here. I kind of like the plaid, and I don't necessarily want to do the whole thing. So what I thought I might do is maybe cut a little bit off of the bottom. So this is, maybe I will, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut, actually I've got a partial sheet of basic white. So maybe that's what I'll do. I could go ahead and layer this, and I think I want to put my words, my greeting here, and do that. So that would be approximately 3 1/4. So I'm going to cut this to about 3 1/4. Do 3 1/4 and then trim it down to 4 so that I do get that. All right, so I put it at 3 1/4, and then I'm going to trim off the edge to 4 inches so that it gives me a nice little poppy parade border around the edge. Okay, and then I'll still have a little bit for another project there. And what I'll do, let's just go ahead. That way I don't have to measure this. I think this is like 4 by 4 square. I'm just gonna mount this on the front of my card down here at the bottom. Okay, make sure that's on there square. And then I'm gonna take my 3 1/4 by 4 inch plaid piece, and I'm gonna mount that from the top. Okay, looks good, lines up. All right, so I need a strawberry. You saw me die cut, so I only used half of the kit supplies. I'm leaving the other half of the supplies intact so I can make the cards as designed in the kit. All right, so I punched out half of everything, and I want a couple of strawberries here for my card. Now we've got kind of an equal amount of the larger and the smaller, so I think I'll do that. I'll do a large and a small. We can kind of overlap them, something like that would be cute. And then I have lots of room down here that I could do that hello friend sentiment. That would look really nice. Let me see what blocks I've got. All right, so I have my H block here. That's a good size for this. And now a garden green ink spot did come with the kit. I did go ahead, I grabbed my full-size garden green, but I also grabbed my Poppy Parade, and I think that's what I'm gonna use. We're gonna make this the Poppy Parade strawberry card today. All right, so let me move my strawberries out of the way, and I'm gonna stamp my sentiment towards the left, towards the bottom left here. All right, there we go. And that way it gives me lots of room for my strawberries. And actually what would have been really cute is, let me see here. Somewhere I had some strawberry slush ribbon. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, now technically I should have done this first, but this ribbon would be really cute here. So let me see. I have not opened this yet. There we go. All right, so I should have done this prior, but that would be really cute to kind of hide the seam there, since we got Poppy Parade and a little strawberry slush. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll see if I can pry up the edges, and then I can tuck this under a little bit so I won't make it too long. Let me see. I'm gonna put a little adhesive right there on the front. I'm not going to do a little bow or anything, so this will just help me tack that ribbon down. And then let's see if I can gently, right, because you should always put your ribbon on beforehand, but sometimes we don't always think about it. So let's see how this works. That way I don't have to take the whole thing apart. Gently peel that up and tuck it in. Actually, spatula part, there we go. Perfect. This ribbon is the strawberry slush. This is the new, what is it called? Faux linen ribbon that comes in the 5 in colors. So it comes in the strawberry slush, the timid tiger, cloud cover, secret sea, and the darling duckling. Yes. So, hi Linda, hello, hello. Now I know fruit is not totally your thing, but I think you'll find these cards are quite cute. This is the strawberry themed paper pumpkin. So I put a little ribbon on there just to hide that seam. And I'll put a dimensional here on our large and small strawberries. And we've got our big strawberry here and the little one. And I think that's super cute. I think that worked out nice. And let's see here. All right, let me see. Now this kit did not come with any embellishments, but we do have a couple of embellishments that would work. So we have the strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems. These coordinate with the Take a Sip online exclusive collection. I kind of like those. They are faceted and they've got a little bit of gold glitter in them. Or we have the in color flat pearls that do have the strawberry slush. But you know, I kind of like these glitter, and because they come in the different shades, I think I'm gonna go with those because this card I feel like needs just a little bit of bling. So I'm going to use this little strawberry slush. And they do come in 2 different sizes, so maybe we'll add just a couple of, oh, there we go. We'll put one right up there. All right, keep it simple. All right, so we used the plaid card. We cut it in half, mounted this on some Poppy Parade with a little bit of strawberry slush ribbon and our strawberry slush gems. All right, these are cute. These are 165615. All right, and if you're just jumping on, I have not had time to send out a newsletter yet, but Stampin' Up just announced free shipping Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. So that's a good time to stock up on some gems and different things. So that was our very simple Poppy Parade card, and honestly, I'm loving the Poppy Parade. So I think I'm going to use the other half of that cardstock. And we'll do another Poppy Parade piece here. Oh, thanks, Karen. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for popping in on your lunch break. All right, again, insert some basic white 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And we've got some fun pieces in here. I think I want a couple of the smaller strawberries. So let's see, we've got a few of these. And then we've also got, some fun little scalloped pieces. So I think that might work. Let's see here. We've got some fun patterns. Let's see here. I think let me see what I want to do here. Or I do have some additional basic white. Let's see if I did that and cut it down. I think so. This is 4 1/4 across. How about I'll do 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Let's try that. Trim this down. All right, so 3 1/4. All right, by 4 1/2. Okay. And then, so I'll keep it simple. All right, I'm gonna come in just like this, I think. All right, I have an idea. Bear with me. Sometimes the inspiration strikes. All right, and I do love keep it simple. All right, so we're gonna go just like this. We can use the, you know what? I could use the Hello Friend again. That would work. And I've still got, I didn't clean it yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna clean this and let's use the garden green instead. Let me clean my stamp. That way it'll give us a nice contrast of colors here. So got my Stampin' Mist and my scrub. Okay. Now the red inks, they do tend to stain just a little bit, so I'm not too worried if my stamp is a little pink. I've got some garden green here. All right, I'm using my full size and I still have my ink spot. All right, so I'm gonna put this right along the bottom. All right, cute. And then we're gonna grab those dimensionals and those, I had a little trio of strawberries. Where did they go? There were 3 here. They're probably stuck under something. There they are. Okay, I just want 3. I'm gonna put a dimensional on each of them. Now this would be a cute little layout. Of course, any of these cards you can use any pattern of designer series paper and or any colors. And instead of strawberries, you could do fun little shapes or anything like that. So I'm gonna do a top one, let's see, top one, a bottom one, and oh, let me space this out just a little bit more so that I kind of have this fun little trio of strawberries descending down the middle of my card. I thought that was kind of cute. And then we can, of course, let's pull in our gems again. And do we want the darker color? Why not? I've got a little bit of an ink smudge, so I'm gonna put my embellishment there. Good spot for it, right? And then we'll just kind of have these kind of dance around. All right, super cute, very simple, but lots of fun. All right, so we've got a couple quick and simple ideas here. All right, let's see what else we can do. I love this paper here, and we've got a scalloped circle. I dropped a little flower off the table here. So let me see. So what I'm thinking, and maybe I will use some of the little polka dot, kind of like the little strawberry seeds. I want to, yeah, let's use a big strawberry this time. We could do a couple of them. Yeah. All right, and then I've got 1, 2, let's do 3 flowers. Okay, and let's put this on, let's go with some garden green. How about that? We'll use the garden green as our card base. Okay. All right, so half sheet of garden green, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold it here at 4 1/4. All right, we've got our basic white for the inside. You guys know that drill now. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna trim this piece down so that it fits on the card front. So I'm gonna trim this to 4 by 5 1/4. Hi, Nancy, hello, hello. Oh, thank you so much. I know, I I try to do paper pumpkin projects every month. Last month, the June kit got away from me. I still have my kit. I have not had a chance to assemble that yet or do any alternates, but this kit came and I don't know, it just seemed like the perfect way to tie in my little kit scheme here I've been working with this month. All right, so I just trimmed a little bit off of this to make it 4 by 5¼ card front size. We could go ahead and glue this right down. You'll notice I do put a little more adhesive on my front panels than I do on the inside because the front is what gets handled. You don't want your card to fall apart, but yet the inside stays pretty well intact. So that's not as much of a worry. Now let me see the size of this circle. I'm gonna put it here on my grid. This circle is about 2.5 inches. All right, so what I wanna do, I wanna create a little frame for it. And since that's 2.5, I'm gonna go with 3 by 3. So I'm gonna cut, let me start on the long side so I can do a shorter piece. So I'm gonna do 3 inches by 3. I'm cutting this into a little bit of a square. And then I still have some extra pieces. So essentially I'm using the card bases from the kit as designer paper. All right, so I want to adhere my 3 by 3 polka dots. I'm gluing this one flat. This is going to go at top center. Okay, so equal distance from the left and right and the top. And then my fun scalloped circle, we're gonna put some dimensionals on that. This is a larger circle, so I'm gonna go with 3, a little trio. All right, and this way it's not too bulky. We'll put this, let me see, I've got a little pop out on the one. So we'll do this right in the center. It's already looking super cute. And let's tack down some strawberries. Here we go. There's one. And then we'll do, actually, you could have just done one. That still looks super cute. Although it's like strawberries. You can't just have one, you have to have 2. And then we'll use the flowers. Now the flowers I'm gonna trim this down. So let me grab my snips, and that's where the edge pieces here work perfectly because they're like half size. So use a half a dimensional here on the flowers. Now there's 1, 2, there we go. I had a third. Okay. All right, peel the backing off of these. And let's see, they're so cute. All right, let's do 1. All right, let's do 2. I'll just kind of weave it in amongst the greenery, and then maybe a little, I kind of like this one's got a little, each petal is just a little bit different shape. There we go. How about that? Super cute. And then, ooh, since we've got these little shimmer sparkles, I'm going to use the clear ones with the gold, and they are the perfect size for our strawberry blossom centers. All right, I think that's my favorite. I really do. I think that's my favorite. How cute is that? I love that. So fun. All right, so we've got a couple different designs. Again, keeping it super simple. All right, let's see here. We've got, since I cut this piece down, I could use that and make a little square. I've got an idea where we could decorate the front, and we'll use the 3 different patterns. So here's the plaid, And let's see, maybe I'll use a chunk here of the strawberry piece. And all right, so let's go ahead, let's mount these on, what color? Okay, I guess, you know what, I'm just gonna keep going with Poppy Parade because it's just a good, it's nice and bright against the background here. So again, half sheet Poppy Parade. So go ahead and make sure you add some Poppy Parade cardstock to your next order. I guess I never had thought of pairing the Poppy Parade with the strawberry slush, but it does work really nicely together. All right, so I'm gonna, again, let's put the insert inside. This one is going to be landscape. All right, I'm gonna use a second piece of 4x5 1/4 for the front. And I'm not planning to use any ribbon or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just glue this down flat. Okay. All right, so let's do a little bit of math here. So this is 4x5 1/4. So if I wanna do a little square of cardstock here, this is 2 1/4, so I need it to be a little less than 4, so not quite 2 inches, more like 1 7/8 would be perfect. All right, so I'm going to cut this at 1 7/8, so 6/8 is 3/4. Okay, so not the 3/4, but the medium-sized line here before the 2. Okay, so that was 2 1/4 by 1 7/8. So I'm gonna do the same thing here with my polka dot piece. All right, I'm gonna cut that at 1 7/8. This piece was a little longer, so I'm going to put this, cut this also down to 2 1/4 so that it's the same width as the plaid. All right, so let's go ahead and glue these down first. All right, so, and it doesn't matter what order you put these in. So I'm gonna do the plaid here at the top. All right, and then my polka dots. Okay. All right, good. Everything is even. It looks nice and tidy. Again, these were 2 1/4 by 1 7/8. Okay, so this width here, the white piece, is 5 1/4. All right, and then this was 2 1/4, so it leaves me 3 inches, but I need to leave room to have a little bit of space. All right, I want a little bit of space in here. So, and I want a little space on the end. So again, 5 1/4 minus 2 1/4, that's 3, minus a quarter, that's 2 3/4, and an 1/8. So that's, yeah, it's like 2 1/2. All right, so I'm gonna make this the same height. So this is going to be 1 7/8 inches tall. All right, we got that. We got the 1 7/8 inches tall. Okay, and what did I say? 2 1/2. I believe 2 1/2 and 2 3/4. That's 4 3/4. Yeah, so that should be. All right, I'm gonna cut this just a little bit longer because that way I'd rather err and I can trim it down as opposed to have it be too short. Because that way you can't make it longer. All right, that is absolutely Perfect. Okay, so again, these are 2 1/4 and 1 7/8. All right, and so this piece is also 1 7/8, and I cut it at 2 3/4. Okay, 1 7/8 by 2 3/4. So this is a fun way to use all 3 patterns here on a card. And look at that, we are all nicely evenly spaced around the edges. Yay. I still have a good chunk to use on another project. And then I've got this great space up here for my sentiment. And the hello front I think might fit, but I'm gonna go with this one. The life is sweeter with you. How cute is that? All right, let's see here. Life is sweeter with you. Let's go with the Poppy Parade since that's what I've got out. So Poppy Parade cardstock and some ink. That's what you, and the Strawberry Slush gems. All right, there you go. Oh, so cute. I like it. And what we need now is a red ripe strawberry. Yep, I think that'll do it. I think that would be just the ticket. Yeah, and I think, yep, definitely the red one. We do still have a little light pink one. And we do have room. We could do a little, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll use a couple of flowers because we have some extras. Something like that. All right, let's put our strawberry in the center. I'm gonna angle it here. All right, and then cut a couple more of these little half edge pieces. Perfect size for the flowers. All right. So again, I hope you're enjoying these projects. You are. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, like, and subscribe, of course. And even if fruit maybe not your thing, I hope that you enjoy the designs, and you can, of course, use these with any other flowers or stamps or images that you have. All right, again, I love using these little gems for my flower centers. That's just the ticket. And we could use a larger one, tie it in right up here. Hi there. Oh, good. You are looking for examples to make cards, and you came across my channel. I'm so happy. I do not know how to pronounce your name, but I am excited. David and I are planning a trip to Rotterdam next August in a year, because our next year will be our 25th wedding anniversary, and we are planning a trip to Iceland, and I think we're gonna stop in Rotterdam for a few days before we head over to Iceland. So because I think we're gonna fly in there, and I'm excited. We've been watching some YouTube videos, and it seems there is a lot to do in Amsterdam and Rotterdam and just Holland in general. So I'm excited. I told him, I said, we might have to stay more than a couple days. I don't know. I'll have to see how much time off we can get. All right, here we go. Now I did want to use, we have the cute little, we have these little scalloped pieces that I haven't had a chance to use yet. Let's see. How do I want to do that? I think I want to use, I don't know, I kind of like the plaid. So I think maybe I will do that. I will put the plaid. Let's see, maybe I'll put the vellum here. put the vellum on the plaid, and I'm just gonna put my adhesive right in the center, okay, because I don't want it to show through. I do need to trim this down to card front size, so 4 by 5 1/4. All right, let's trim this down first. 4. And of course, if you are using metric measurements, you're gonna have just slightly different size measurements. All right, so whoop. All right, so I've got this. Now, all right, just tack that in the middle. All right, what color? You know what, let's go with a strawberry slush. We'll go a little brighter, a little strawberry slush here. Again, a half sheet of cardstock. And we'll tack a piece down on the inside. Okay, oops, there we go. Okay, now we can adhere our card front. With that little bit of vellum on there. All right, here we go. We can kind of see it peeking around the edges a little bit. It's very subtle. All right, and then I had some of that white. All right, it's not a full sheet, so I think what I want to do, actually, I think the height is good. So this is 4. So let's see. So I think I want to go to 3. I don't know. I want it to be right in here. This is where I want it. That would be 2, 2.5. I think that will work. So let's go to 2.5 here. Okay, and that, let me shorten this. Oh, I got a tractor going by. Sorry for the noise. The neighboring farmer is moving some equipment. All right, I'm gonna shorten this up just a little bit. All right, so it's 2.5 by 3 3/4. Okay, now that's the right size. It fits perfectly in there amongst that plaid. We've got room. I think we can still do. Let's do another. You know, let's stamp that in some strawberry slush. I do have some of that here. Or, you know what? Actually, let's stick with garden green because that'll give us a nice contrast. I did already clean that. I know it's stained a little bit pink. Okay. I'll stamp it off here first, and that way if I mess it up, I can always flip it over. Okay. All right, that came out pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick it down. Right in the center here. Alrighty, and then let me see. We've got some extra strawberries, and we still have some flowers. Oh, I've got a pink strawberry. That might be kind of cute. We could use our pink strawberry there. We've got some fun ones there in different sizes. And did I use up? I think I may have used the little ones that I had been saving. We do have plenty of little strawberries though, so maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna take an extra one. Let me save that. All right, so let's do, all All right, let's do this one up here because I think that one looks cute. They're slightly different shapes. These strawberries, there's 3. See how they're, this one's more round than that one, and then this one's tinier. So we'll put the round one up here, and then we can put these 2 down here. All right. Yeah, let's do that. And then the little half pieces again for the flowers. Now, if you need more flowers, we've got the little flower stamps. All right, so we do have room for those. Let's see here. I kind of like them tucked in amongst the strawberries. Okay. And then kind of need one. Make sure it's still on the card. All right, so got one down here, and yeah, we'll just kind of tuck them in there. All right, so we got our 3 strawberries, our 3 little flowers, and again, I like a little bling, so let's jazz up our flower centers. Woohoo! A little sparkle going on. All right, but again, we're still keeping things super simple. Okay, so I have not used the, how are we doing on time? Okay, are you guys still with me? Let me know if you're still here. I did not come in here with any real plan other than to make some alternate projects. So I didn't really have predetermined how many or anything like that. And we've kind of been on a roll, so let's see, but I do think we need to use a little berry basket. So let's see what we can do here, because we have to use that. It's the cutest little berry basket there, and we've got the cute little pink strawberry. And I don't know, we've got this gorgeous piece too, which is really pretty. You know, I might just put that on. Let's see, what else do we got? We have these fun little pieces in here that are kind of striped even, so let's see here. Let's make this nice and bright. And we've got a whole front like this. Actually, I think I like the green because that's gonna make it pop against there. So what we could do, we could layer the green on here, or we could do something like, well, that kind of ties it in. We could do something like this. I like that. Let's do this. So, let's do this landscape. Well, we want to do a portrait? I don't know. We can do it either way. I kind of like this. So let's trim this down. We'll make this our card front. Let's start with that. All right, so trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then this piece was 3, that piece was 3 4/8, so it's 3 5/8. And let's make this a square. So let's go to 3 5/8 on this one as well, and we can layer that. I think that will work. And then let's see what else we've got in here. We could almost take this piece of vellum just to kind of make a little, I don't know, I don't think I care for that vellum. So let's glue these together first. My sun is hiding. It feels like it might rain. I didn't think we were supposed to get any rain today, but the sun is definitely gone behind a cloud. All right, so we've got that, we've got this. Let's go with some Pool Party. All right, this will bring out the berry basket. So do a half sheet of Pool Party cardstock here for our card base. And that'll make a nice contrast with the garden green on top. Okay, a basic white. Okay. Alrighty, so we'll layer this on top. All right, I like this. I think it's going well here. Okay, so we've got a little berry basket here. It's super cute. This definitely needs some dimensionals. Alrighty. Actually, you know what would be really cute? We've got this long piece. Ooh, I think I kind of like that. We could shorten it. So if we tucked our little strawberry in, there are a couple of them, and then we want to make sure, so let me put a little bit of adhesive here on the back of my basket just so that I can tack in a little strawberry, have it peeking out the top. All right, and I am gonna have to borrow a couple of other, I'm gonna have to make some extra strawberries here. Good thing we've got the stamps. Okay, so we're gonna put little strawberries in here. Aren't they so cute? All right, that is adorable. But I wanna be able to have a little sentiment at the top. So we have not used the thank you yet. All right, so I think I'm gonna trim off, oh, you know what, if I want that to be about here, let's see here. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut this off right here. All right, so that it hides, I can hide the scallop there behind. All right, let me just mark that with. All right, why do I not have a pen or a pencil when I need it? Right, I always do. Okay, so anyways, right here, that's where I'm going to mark it. So that is, if you were following along, so from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so the bottom of the 10th scallop from the top is where I am going to trim this off. So I'm going to put that right in the center. All right, so I can save the lower scallops for another project. These, I'm going to place the edge of my berry basket right there along that bottom scallop there. All right, so it kind of disappears into the berry basket. All right, so I do need to put a little more adhesive here across the back of my berry basket, my strawberries there, just a little line of adhesive so that that will tuck right back there where it needs to be. Okay, all right, just stick that back there. And now, all right, before I glue it down, I am gonna do my stamping first. All right, so let's do the thank you. We haven't used that one yet. Okay, I've got the thank you. I did clean this one. All right, so I'm gonna do the thank you with the garden green. Okay. And we'll do that right here in the middle. Okay. Now we can put our dimensionals on the rest of this to make it all balance out here. All right, so let's go. Let's use a few of these. So I've got 7 dimensionals on the back of this. And then when I put it on, I'm gonna put it right in the center here. So it goes slightly above and below our little strawberry patterned paper. And then I do feel like we need a flower. I did not count out the flower, so well, we've got a flower. Let's do a little one there. And cut another piece. Okay. Oh yeah, I think that looks cute. And then a little gem. And let's go ahead and do a gem. Let's do a gem up here as well, so it kind of balances it out. All right, I think that looks super cute. Again, very simple, but super cute. Alrighty, and then, well, what have I got left? I have not used this big piece yet. And funny enough that that's what it goes with, because that was one of the original designs, is putting this piece on here. So I don't know, maybe that one doesn't need so much changing up. And I do have these extra little, I could see putting the vellum on that to kind of bring it, help pop it up a little bit. And I don't know, I think I kind of like it on the green. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that instead. And let's see, what color do we want for the card base? Let's go, you know what? Let's go with some granny apple. We have not done that yet. We can match that. And it's because I already used all my, I only cut a couple sheets of each, and I already used my Poppy Parade ones. So let's go with some granny apple. And if you don't have granny apple, old olive is another really nice complement to the garden green, if you want a second shade of green there. All right, so let's do this. We will trim this down again to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and 5 1/4 here. Okay. All right, so let's not forget to put our basic white on the inside here. All right, and then we can put that garden green wash piece on top. All right, we're on a roll. What have we made? So we've made 7 alternates so far. That's awesome. All right, so we got that little bit of a wash going on here. And again, I think this will be good. We'll use the vellum piece just to make a little distinction. I'm gonna put just a line of adhesive down the center so that we don't really see it sticking up, right? Because you can kind of see that, but our strawberry is gonna go across it. And by the time we add a sentiment and things, nobody will even notice it. So I think I'm going to go ahead, I'm gonna use my tape runner. You can use your little mini glue dots that come in the kit. They're a little finicky. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of the tape runner on here, right? Or you could use your liquid glue, whatever floats your boat. All right, and let's put this, I'm gonna put it at an angle. Yeah, I like that. Angle across the front. And, oh, let's see here. What else have we got? We did a pretty good job here. Oh, so these little blue and pink pieces were for doing hello friend, you're the best, or hello friend, love you lots. That's what these are for. And if you want to see how this piece works, all right, let's go ahead and do that. This is the hello friend. And if we stamp that with our, although I kind of think this should be stamped, because we have so much green, I'm gonna stamp this off on something else. I think I had a piece of white somewhere. Yes. You know what, let me just stamp this on here. That way I can use that on something else if I want. All right, we'll have that for another one. And this time I'm going to use the Poppy Parade. And I'm going to clean my stamp first. There's my scrubber. Okay. So just clean the green ink off so I don't transfer the green to the red. All right, now I'm gonna ink this up here. I need to re-ink my ink pad. And you've got lots of room on this die cut piece. Stampin' Up! Actually gave a lot of room, which is nice, so it's not too finicky. There we go. There's that little pop out. Hello, friend. And then we'll put some dimensionals on this. Okay. And let's see if I kind of put that, yeah, kind of put that across the center. I think I like that best. And we'll kind of tuck it behind that strawberry. Hello, friend. But the farmers are working hard today trying to get their work done before the rain comes in. All right, so I think we need some more little flowers. So let's pop a couple of these out. Alrighty. And then we can put these here amongst our strawberries. All right, I did have one piece cut already. There's the second one. Oops, I'm gonna come to the other side here. All right, always use all of your dimensionals. Even the little edge pieces. All right. All right, and if you want to, you do have the little piece, hello friend. Let's go with that. Let's go with love you lots. All right, I'm gonna stamp that first and then put it on, and then we can see exactly where we want our flowers to go. Boop, okay. All right, and then on this one, go ahead, use an edge piece, just cut it a little bit longer and that'll work. Oops. That'll work for this. Just put that right in the center. Okay. All right, hello friend. Let's pop that up here. Make sure it's on the card here. Okay. Love you lots. Oh, a little flower, it just wants to tuck. Just wants to go right in there. So we'll let it go down in there. And then how about over here? And then let's see here. I've got all these extra pieces. All right, let's just pop that up so I like weaving the petals between the greenery. So we'll do a little one up there too. All right, and then of course, add the little gems to the flowers. All right, that works. I think that works. A little bit different alternate, but again, we've got some granny apple green there with our garden green. Okay, so we need to do one more just so I can call it an even 8. Can't leave at 7. We need to do one more. Hi, Judy. Hello, hello. Aw, so nice to have you on here. All right, just reading through the comments, making sure I haven't missed anything. Thank you all for joining me and for putting up with this long-winded video here. All right, I think we need to use this big ripe strawberry. And, well, we've got some fun shapes going on. So, let's see if we can use these extra tidbits that I've got left over. And I have this piece, this little scrap that ended up, this was 1.5 by 4. So I think that'll be good. And maybe let's do some strawberry slush. How about that? We'll use the other half of the strawberry slush that we used from one of the other cards here. Okay. All right, it's good. I have one insert left. All right, so we'll pop this inside. And I feel like this one, maybe this one should be landscape. I don't know, because I kind of like the way that is. And I think that's kind of fun. Just do something simple like that. Oh, I even have another one of these. I don't know. Or we can, or just have something quick and simple, something like that. That's kind of cute. And what if we did kind of put these pieces on behind it? Something like that, and then had the, could do that, and then have the strawberry in the center. I'm just playing here. Let's see. I don't know, it's kind of fun. What do you guys think? It was a little crazy, but it's kind of fun, and it actually uses up just about all of the little scraps. We don't have too much left. And then you guys tell me, do we need the extra strawberry or just leave that one and maybe a couple of flowers? I think maybe that, something like that. What do you guys think? I kind of like that. I think that's kind of cute. So, what do you think? Will you mix and match all of the crazy works? All right, good. All right, let's see if I can reconstruct this. All right, so let's do one piece at a time. Now these, not quite square. These are 2 3/8 by 2.5. So not quite 2.5 by 2.5. All right, so we're going to place these towards the top. All right, so, and I believe these 2 pattern pieces are about the same size. All right, so I'm going to do that. Match the one corner up with the side and the other up with the top. One corner with the side, one at the top. All right, so I think that works. And then this hello friend. Again, what did I say? I think this is 1.5 by 4. All right, so I'm gonna mount this at the bottom center here. And then we'll take this little pool party stripe piece. This was a die cut from the set, but this is 1.5 by 3 1/8 if you were wanting to do something similar with just some pool party cardstock. So 1.5 by 3 1/8. All right, and let's, yeah, just kind of overlap that in the center of everything. I think that works. Our big strawberry. Let's add a couple of dimensionals. This is a big strawberry, so we'll put 3 on here. And kind of angle it. Well, no, I kind of like it. It's slightly angled with the stem up through the center. And then, here we go. 2 flowers to balance things out, and snip the little edges. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we'll go up here and tuck in there, baby. All right, and down here. Okay. All right, yeah, I'm kind of liking this. And then, of course, a little bling. Alrighty. There we go. So I think I better not add any more bling because that might overdo it. All right, so what I have left of my dimensionals, right? I do have half a scalloped piece. I've got a little piece of the polka dots, a little bit of the fruity design. That's not really enough to do anything with, so I am going to toss that piece. This was a little pool party label. Now, if I wanted to, I could probably even put that down here and do a hello friend. You're the best, or hello friend, love you lots. That would work. Or I could put it up here. All right, so there's room. And then I do have a medium strawberry. So I used half of the supplies for the kit. All right, so I made 8 alternate projects, and I still have all of this so that I can make, I only used half the kit. So I could make a lot. If I cut the bases in half like I did here, then I could easily make another 8 cards. And that's not even, I didn't even make any as it originally intended. So this kit really does. It's a good value kit here. It makes a lot of, you can make a lot of cards just by cutting your card bases in half. Now I did add in, 1.5 sheets of Poppy Parade. I added in 1 sheet of Strawberry Slush, half a sheet of Garden Green, half a sheet of Pool Party, and a half sheet of Granny Apple Green, just so I could mix and match with the colors. But here we go. So all 8 from top to bottom here. There's 1, 2, 3, I love that one. 4, oh, I love that one too. 5, oh, I don't know, these 3 are my favorite, I think. 6, 7, and wacky card with the leftovers 8, although I think it is quite cute. So let me know if you have a favorite, and happy stamping to you. I hope you enjoy making all of the projects and that these inspire you. Again, please thumbs up. Love it. Ah, you love number 8 the best, Linda. See, sometimes the wackiest one is the best. I'm happy with the way these turned out. I am. Especially, like I said, I kind of came into this without a whole lot of prep. I just cut some extra card bases, cut some basic white inserts, and yeah, so we added a couple sheets of cardstock, and we did add these strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems, just so we had some bling. And I did use a little bit of the strawberry slush ribbon there, but otherwise everything else came with the kit. So happy stamping to you. Again, if you'd like a kit, then I do have a couple extras. Let me know. If you're a subscriber and you want more, there are refills. There are refill kits available in the Stampin' Up! Online store. I believe the refill, that's the kit contents minus the stamp set and the ink, okay? It's just the kit. I believe those are $13. Those are in the online store. And again, if you want to pick up some extra cardstock or ink or accessories, the free shipping sale begins tomorrow, Wednesday, July 23rd. It runs through Friday, July 25th. That's free shipping on orders of $75 or more. And that applies to, you can apply it towards anything in the catalog or the online store. Paper Pumpkin refills, and the extra die. It does not apply to Paper Pumpkin subscriptions. With the Paper Pumpkin 1, 3, 6, or 12-month subscriptions, the shipping is already included. Okay, that is a little bit of a change since the Paper Pumpkin site was merged with the Stampin' Up! Online store back in April, okay? But if you have any questions, please let me know. Several bundles and dies and things like that were restocked here already just this week, yesterday and today. So lots of good stuff. Happy stamping. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these, and I'll see you on Friday. All right, take care, everybody. Stay cool. Bye-bye.